to The Power of Images, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating world of visual rhetoric. I am your host, David Martin, and with me is my brilliant co host, Prakash Paudel. How are you today, Prakash?
I'm great, David. Excited to explore today's topic.
Great. Today we're discussing analysis and synthesis, focusing on representation and the visual rhetoric model. We'll look at how these concepts apply to images in general and the use of celebrities to sell products.
That's right, David. We are going to break down how images communicate messages and how we can analyze and synthesize these messages to understand their impact better.
Well, let's start with the basics. Analysis involves breaking down a complex topic into its components to better understand it. Synthesis, on the other hand, involves combining different elements to form a coherent whole.
Exactly. In the context of visual rhetoric, analysis means examining the components of an image. For example, the colors, composition, symbols, and context. Synthesis, on the other hand, is about integrating these elements to understand the overall message or impact of the image.
To illustrate this, let's consider the concept of representation by itself. As we learned in Sturkin and Cartwright's textbook chapter, representation refers to how images depict people, objects, or ideas. It is about the choices made in creating an image, what's included, what's excluded, and how elements are portrayed. This isn't so different from what Bodana et al. In 2017 discussed in relation to iconic images and why an image might become iconic.
Yes, exactly. A great example is advertising. Advertisements use visual rhetoric to represent products and lifestyles in specific ways to convince consumers. Let's analyze a simple image, that is, a celebrity endorsing a product.
Perfect. Let's take a common example, a famous athlete endorsing a sports drink. What do we see in the image? Perhaps the athlete is holding the drink, looking energetic and fit, with a background that suggests a healthy, active lifestyle. There is a current Gatorade commercial that uses athletes such as Caitlin Clark and others. The athletes are seen in action both from a distance and up close. The concepts of representation and iconicism are most certainly used in this case.
Yes, to analyze the advertisement, we would need to break down the images, both moving and stills, into components like the athlete's appearance, the product, the setting, the colors used, and any text that was present there. Each element contributes to the overall message, and the use of iconic characters such as Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan hit on the visual rhetoric model that Stafford et al. In 2003 used as the basis of this study. In the case of Gatorade commercial, we need to also ask what exactly the message is and how these iconic athletes fit into the broader messaging.
Absolutely. We may consider any one of these athletes as representing success, health, and athleticism. The product is associated with these qualities. The settings reinforce this by showing a gym or an outdoor sports venue using intense lighting and contrast between the foreground and background. In short, the bright colors and dynamic poses add to the feeling of energy and vitality. In the Gatorade ad, the stated message is that the game is always changing, but the product is consistently of high quality and impact. We see this both in the concepts of representation and how Sturkin and Cartwright have presented it, as well as in the theory being tested in the Stafford et al. Article.
Yes, now let's synthesize these elements. The image combines these visual cues to create a message. This sports drink contributes to the healthy, energetic lifestyle, just like the one this successful athlete leads.
This is where the power of visual rhetoric lies. By synthesizing various elements, the advertisement creates a persuasive message. But it's important to consider the broader context and the potential for manipulation.
Right. Celebrities are often used in advertising because they carry a lot of credibility and appeal or ethos. Their association with a product can lend it a sense of trust and desire.
However, we need to be aware of the constructed nature of these images. The representation might not reflect reality, but an idealized version of it. The athlete might not even use the product in real life.
Yes, this brings us to the importance of critical thinking. By analyzing and synthesizing the components of visual rhetoric, we can better understand the messages being conveyed and their potential impact on our perceptions and behavior.
And this applies to all kinds of images, not just advertisements. Consider news photographs, social media posts, or even movies. Each image uses visual rhetoric to communicate and persuade.
Absolutely. Let's discuss another example, news images. A photograph of a political rally might highlight certain elements to convey a specific narrative. For instance, enthusiastic supporters, protest signs, or the demeanor of the politician.
Analyzing such an image involves looking at the framing, the subjects, the setting, and the emotions depicted. Synthesis helps us understand the overall message and how it aligns with or challenges the accompanying news story.
Yes, visual rhetoric in the digital age is more powerful than ever before. With the prevalence of social media, we are inundated with images every day. Each one carries a message, and understanding how to analyze and synthesize those messages is really crucial.
And let's not forget about the cultural aspect. Different cultures interpret images in various ways. What's persuasive or meaningful in one culture might not have the same effect in another. Understanding these cultural nuances is essential for effective communication.
So true, David. The key takeaway here is that visual rhetoric is everywhere and we are engaging with it every day. By developing our analytical and synthetic skills, we can navigate the visual landscape more effectively and more informed decisions.
Absolutely. That's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks for joining us as we explore the power of images and the art of visual rhetoric. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll dive into problem solving methods.
Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep communicating.